welcome to the first televised MLS Season 4 game on MBS. We are live in Celina, where Celina and the city-state of Shadowpoint are about to go up against each other in their first of two games. We'll be broadcasting both games live, starting right now. Let's go to that. The Elite. Hello?
Oh, hi.
Are you gonna start?
I guess.
Well, we're live, so... And they're off. Vicky Poza has been to the playoffs before in MLS, so Vicky, a veteran MLS player. Vicky usually takes a more defensive position, and that seems to be what she's doing right here. She's got the larger side of the screen field to herself, and it doesn't look like either of them are currently willing to cross over, and Vicky crosses over a bit of the divide, but heads back. Sort of got the field divided into thirds. And they are in a bit of a standoff right now. But Vicky is coming over, and and they've basically switched places now, so... And they've got it divided into 4 sections, and they're hopping between those 4 sections, but not really hopping onto the same section together in order to make any decisive moves. Until now, Vicky now on the same side as Elite, but Elite flees from that corner. They're making more of a division in the field. They are again on opposite sides of a divide. Still in a standoff, the game tied 0-0. To remind our viewers of the MLS format, the first team to 4 points will win. However, they have to win by a margin of 2, and then there will be 2 games between Vicky and Elite. The second game will be taking place, I believe, in Shadowpoint. That clicking sound you hear is the automatic snowball dispensing of the Celina in Celina. Looks like we had a little bit of lag there due to the world save. And they are still in a standoff. Elite said he has to go in 15 minutes, so it's probably in Elite's interest to end the standoff so that he doesn't forfeit the game. And that is a point for Vicky. The score is now 1-0 in favor of Celina. The field has been reset. And they are going back to their starting positions for the next match. And it looks like we are holding for a moment for Elite Man. Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Ers.
Hey, Eric.
Alright, I'll do the countdown for you guys, starting next turn. Alright, so Vicky right now starting off with a 1-0 lead, and they are again getting into defensive positions. We've got, the field is in two big sections with a divide down the field, one side bigger than the other. They're now right on top of each other. Elite playing aggressively, but it isn't really working out for him, as Vicky scores her second point. She's now in the lead 2-0 for her home game. So that means Vicky is 2 points away from winning. Elite is 4 points away from winning. If Elite, we'll see if Elite can manage to make a stunning comeback against Vicky. Anyway, are both of you guys ready? I guess Elite's still doing the countdown. I don't even know if Elite can hear me. Alright, they have divided the field into thirds, it looks like, and they are on different segments of the field, and they're together. And, Vicky did fall in, but Elite was already all the way in by the time Vicky...
Elite was down first, I think.
Yeah, so that is a point for Vicky. Vicky leads...
Colby, that was a lag spike for me.
Vicky leads 3-0. So Celina, 3-0 lead against the city-state of Shadowpoint. This is match point for Vicky. If Elite wants to win, he'll have to score 5 points, because he'll have to lead by 2. But Vicky is 1 point away from winning. And we're seeing the normal division of the field. Elite's side a bit smaller than Vicky's. The field isn't divided evenly, but they are both, at the moment, sticking to their sides of the field. And they are starting to be a bit standoffish right now. Elite making moves like he's about to cross over, but then not doing so. Neither of them crossing over to the other side. Both of them playing quite defensively right now. All Vicky needs is 1 more point to secure the win for Celina. So it is an uphill battle for the city-state of Shadowpoint. And Vicky makes an offensive move. She crosses over onto Elite's side, but Elite manages to escape death. They're on the same quadrant of the field right now, but starting to make a bit of a division. That was an offensive move by Vicky. It did not work out. Elite is still in the game, and it looks like now Elite is trying to defend against... Wow, this is a very close... They're getting right on top of each other, but neither of them are squeaking each other in. It looks like they are playing much more aggressively now. And they're coming towards each other, not quite crossing that divide. And it looks like they might be getting into a standoff again, but... And they're coming close. This could be it. That could be, a close call for Vicky, but she escaped in time. Elite trying to get right on top of her, and game. That is the last point for Vicky. So Celina wins its home game 4-0 against the city-state of Shadowpoint. We're going to go next to the away game in Shadowpoint. After these messages, you're watching MLS Season 4 on MBS.
got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
And welcome back to MLS on MBS. We are now at the Shadowpoint home game in the Celina versus City-State of Shadowpoint series. Vicky for Celina won the first game 4-0 against the City-State of Shadowpoint. With a home field advantage, will Shadowpoint be able to turn that around and sketch out a victory? We're going to go to the game right now. I have to say, Shadowpoint has a nice police arena. Alright, and as they start off the first match of this, the first round of this match, they are etching out that normal division in the field. Vicky keeping the larger side of the field. It looks like Elite Neon and Elite Neon falls into the hole, trying to make an aggressive move, but it did not work. So that is a point for Celina. Celina leads 1-0. And they're off again with the second match. Once again creating a division along the field. And once again, Vicky has the bigger slice up the field, but they are both now holding defensive positions. Elite resorting to throwing snowballs. Now Vicky also throwing snowballs. Everyone's throwing snowballs. You can see the
Snowballs for everyone.
you can see our background shot includes shameless corporate advertising for MBS's sister company Intrail. Intrail happened to just air an ad on MBS. Hi, Mine.
It's a spleef.
Yes.
Hi, Mine Man.
Vicky won the first game 4-0 and currently leading, and Mine Man left.
Big set.
Vicky is currently leading this game 1-0. And they are playing very defensively right now. They are in a bit of a standoff, sort of trying to get each other to cross over the gap, but neither of them seems willing to do so. Vicky further digging out the field, narrowing the path with which they can cross the gap. Is she up? And Elite tries to cross as she's digging. That is a point, again, for Celina. The lead is 2-0. Vicky is 2 points away from a complete blowout in the series. Will Elite manage to score a point? Or will Elite manage to turn the game around and ultimately win this game and split the series? We'll see what happens. And they're off again. this time creating more of a diagonal split along the field. It does look like the field is split somewhat more evenly this time, although it does look like Elite's segment of the field is a little bit bigger. But they are once again taking defensive positions. Elite swinging his shovel like he's summoning for Vicky to come across onto his side of the field, but Vicky standing there. Vicky making some motions as if she's about to cross, but not doing so. Same goes for Elite. Running, and Elite has crossed, and Elite scores a point. That is the first point for Shadowpoint in the series. Celina is still in the lead by 2-1 for Shadowpoint's home game. We'll see, can Shadowpoint continue to score and turn the game around? Hello. And they're going off again. Digging two separate trenches, but splitting up the field this time. Vicky decisively has the larger half of the field. And both, once again, holding defensive positions. They've dug a pretty wide trench across the field, so one of them is going to have to cross it to get to the other. And right now, neither of them are doing so, but Elite making some moves like he wants to, but then backing out right at the last minute. And Vicky just calmly standing there and waiting. And they're now both standing motionless, running back and forth across the field, beckoning each other to the other side, but neither of them willing to make the jump across. Celina is still 2 points away from winning. If that was a disappointing result for that round for Shadowpoint. Elite jumping in straight into the hole. That is a 3-1 lead now. It is a match point for Celina. Celina is 1 point away from winning. If Celina gets the next point, Celina will win this game 4-1 and will have won both games in the series. If Elite still wants to win for Shadowpoint, he'll have to get up to 5 points, and Vicky will have to score nothing in that time. Again, MLS rules state that it's the first of 4 who wins. However, you have to lead by 2. So right now, if Elite wants to win, he has to get to 5 points. Vicky only needs 1 more points, and she'll win 4-1. They're once again taking up a defensive posture. They've got a trench dug across the field, similar location, similar width to last time. Vicky with the larger slice of the field. And Vicky is crossing over. They're now both on the same side, but Elite crosses over as well. Okay, now they're both on the big side, but they're creating another divide, further dividing the field, and they're now both on smaller islands on what was that half of the field. Playing a little bit more aggressively than before, but still getting into standoffs right now. Neither of them playing super aggressively in this game. So we've effectively got the field split into 4 quadrants, and Vicky and Elite are both directly opposite each other in opposite corners of the field. You can see some excitement in the audience right now as Elite and Vicky continue their standoff. Elite making moves like he's about to jump, but then backing off at the last second. Vicky just staying there in her corner. And Elite and Vicky are now in the same part of the field. They are right on top of each other. And they exited both of them exited the arena. I don't know. Does MLS have a rule for when that happens?
Drawn round.
Okay, the commissioner is calling it a drawn round, so the field is going to reset.
That was anticlimactic.
I personally would recommend that the city of Shadowpoint later on install some barrier blocks, just so that doesn't happen again. But anyway, that was a drawn round. The score is still 3-1 in favor of the away team, Celina. And they're off again. It looks like they're digging a trench down the field. Elite again with the smaller side of that trench. And continuing to take a defensive posture. All I have to say is thank God Dragon Bloom is not in this game, because any game with Dragon Bloom is fucking excruciating. We'd like to remind our viewers that we will have another MLS game coming up at approximately the top of the hour. That's in about half an hour, between Aquamarine Bay and New Hyrule. Speaking of Aquamarine Bay, hello John G. That will be live at about the top of the hour on MBS.
If my internet doesn't crash like another 10 times.
And we can see further. We have the field divided into 3 sections. Elite and Vicky at opposite sides of the field right now. And they're sort of jumping between sections, but never jumping onto the same segment of the field together. So they're getting closer right now. It looks like Elite again trying to make it look like he's about to jump over and then not doing so. Looks like Vicky is right up there at the edge. And not right at the moment, not jumping onto the same, and they've made that part impassable, so now these 2 sections, Elite has to come onto Vicky's island in order to get off that island, so the other island is not accessible directly to Elite right now. So Elite on the smallest section, but they are still on opposite sides of a divide, playing defensively still. Still goading each other on. Hello, Fjord. And Vicky is just standing completely still at the moment. And Elite crosses over, and that is the game. Celina scores a 4th point against the city-state of Shadowpoint. So Celina has won both games of the series. The first game, the home game in Celina, was won 4-0. Celina then won the game in Shadowpoint 4-1. For our viewers on MBS, thank you for watching the first televised MLS game. We are going to be live in a little bit at around the top of the hour with the MLS game between Aquamarine Bay and New Hyrule. I forget the name, but it's at the top of the hour.
New Hyrule.
New Hyrule.
It will be, the match will be at Marisol International Sports Center.
And then Caverna Cup.
A match in Marisol, and we'll have a match in Aquamarine Bay. Anyway, just put up the copyright graphic because we didn't have that because we hurriedly prepared this broadcast. But anyway, this has been MLS on MBS. We'll see you later at the top of the hour. Thanks for watching.